So this is really fitting. When I tried to do this last entry of vinyl and shit, I took 3 attempts and they both failed because it was too blurry. The camera was too in my face and the audio sucked. Like, and this is now the first attempt that I'm trying to do this one. So maybe this series is just like cursed or something. I'm Liam, the music reviewer. You know what this is at this point. So I'm just going to jump right into it, starting with some shit. I'm going to talk through my headphones. I only own 2 pair, but over my lifetime, I've probably owned like 20. I've either lost them, broke them, mainly broke them because I've just got the worst luck basically. But these are the ones that I wear most often. These are the CH700N. You can get them for, considering they're wireless headphones for starters, they've got like 50 hours of battery life and they're also like noise cancelling. You can get them for a pretty good price. Again, these are the ones that I wear most often, especially for work. They're an absolute lifesaver because if you're trying to like navigate through anything and you just got a big wire dangling about, not a euphemism, it is just so frustrating. Pretty reliable, the sound quality is good, also great for transport because the trains over in Scotland are just noisy as fuck all the time, so that's just a lifesaver, the ones that I wear most often. But when I'm editing, it's my AKGs that I wear, the 240 Studio ones to be exact, and they are studio headphones, again quite decently priced, and I just feel like when I'm editing, that when it's a wired connection, I always feel like that's more secure anyway, and 2, just I've picked up on wee things more often with these than I have the other ones. So when it comes to editing, or if I'm just at home and I want to have just a really kind of precise listening experience, even if I'm just like listening to an album that already have the other headphones, I like wearing these in case there's just something that just kind of jumps out at me. You can never be too safe. And the last kind of bit of shit that I'll talk about is my MIDI mini keyboard, the Akai MPK to be exact. Josh Adams of the Transistor Cast, so he had one of these. Loved the look of it, just interested me a lot. And about a year later, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try and make some music. Still haven't yet. One day, one day I will. I know you can kind of connect this to your iPhone to use GarageBand, so I might try that at some point. Make some like nice background music or something like that. But yeah, let's talk about the vinyl here. And I'm going to talk about one of the most recent vinyl that I've bought, which I will take out of its sleeve because it's a really pretty record. It's the Beths Future Me Hates Me, one of my favourite records of last year, and it's emerald green, almost looks like a sour sweet or something like that. Just one of the best power pop records of the decade. You owe it to yourself to listen to this if you haven't already. And it was only like 15 quid in my store, which I don't know what the currency is in your area, but it's good here, pretty good. These 2 Arcade Fire records that I got for my Christmas recently. So I've got their EP, which is self-titled from my memory, and Funeral, which at this point in time is my favourite record of theirs, which isn't a hot take, but it's just because I'm so conflicted between whether or not I like The Suburbs more. Just two of the most, well, The Suburbs and Funeral anyway, 2 just the most like life-changing records for me. The EP's decent enough. Doesn't do too much for me, but it's not exactly something I'd throw away either. It's really nice to own it, because it is really important in a lot of ways. I took this out of the sleeve earlier on because I know it's going to make a lot of noise. But Angelo Badalamenti's Twin Peaks soundtrack, I talked about it in my Christmas crackers thing. This is the kind of like the sleeve that you put on top of it that kind of intertwines with the actual record here, and the reason I've got it out is because it's going to make a lot of noise when I actually take out the record from here, which if you didn't know already, for whatever reason, I really like Twin Peaks. Look, it's like this lovely coffee colour, which makes a lot of sense because if you listen to the Twin Peaks soundtrack with coffee, not only are you being respectful to the source material, but it's just really nice. I'm really struggling to get this back in, so I'm just going to leave that there. Like I say, really big Twin Peaks fan. I don't know how to actually get this. I just feel like I'm being like my pal Andy. But yeah, one of my favourite records that I own, thanks to Mary, who just knows what to get, even if I never explicitly say I'm looking for that. Like, just has a sixth sense about it. Another one that's kind of intertwining is Jamie XX's In Colour. Just one of my favourite records is 2015. Everyone always says To Pimp a Butterfly, and that's the same case for me. another black record, but again, quite cool how how it interacts with the sleeve and that. Pretty nifty. What am I going to talk about? It's Jeff Rosenstock's Worry, one of my favourite records of the decade, a 10 out of 10. And I'll take it out of its sleeve as well because it's this just intriguing, like, it kind of looks glow in the darky, which is not. I've tried. It's just I don't know what colour you'd call that. Maybe opaque or something. I don't know. It never told me when I bought it. It said when I bought it was gonna be like a splatter colour, and it wasn't. But I wasn't really so concerned about that. Usually that should really piss off people when they're on Discogs, and I can't really find the exact Discogs thing. I've looked at the code and the spine and the, what do you call it, the thing that kind of like is etched into it as well. The name of it's escaping me, but yeah, I'm really glad that I own that one. Slow Focus by Fuck Buttons. Haven't played this in a long time. The sound it's made there when I've opened the gatefold kind of says a lot as well. But one of the first records that I bought, Hidden XS, is a really underrated tune, but if you ever watched Channel 4 back in like 2012 or 2013, you'll recognise it. It's a good wee track. Got a few more to go through here. Not going to take too much time to talk about this one. Frank Turner's a bit of an arsehole, but this record got me through quite a fair bit. And at least I'm happy that I own it, but I just don't listen to it that much because just of the sort of emotional significance of it. We've got a discography here. So it's the front bottoms. Just a really nice sort of alt rock, pop punk, slightly emo-y act. But I would probably just say they're more pop punk than anything. So Talon of the Hawk, their self-titled debut, which is one of my favourite records, and Rose, which is one of their EPs, and I'm just going to take it out quickly to show to you because you should be able to see the etching on it there, the lighting's helping there. Yeah, I've just got such a soft spot for them. I want to get back on top at some point as well because I liked that quite a fair bit too. Wasn't too big of a fan of their last record, but like I say, just an artist that I've listened to far too much. If I had Last FM when I was really into them, it would be in the quadruple digits at this point. We're on to some of my final records here. I've still got so much to go through at some point, so there'll probably be like 10 editions of this series, and then even then I'm getting like a new record like every month because I want to really sort of support stuff in that. And I've also got CDs and other things that we can talk about. Besides the point, Joy Division's Unknown Pleasures. If you're a white kid in your teens and you haven't bought this, then I don't know what to tell you because it seems like everyone has this that kind of started their collection back then. The vinyl itself is normal black, but I just love having the artwork blown out to this size. Like it's still kind of so tiny, like for scale anyway. It's just really iconic, and out of all the records I own, like again, it's a very cliched choice, but like I would love to have that kind of like on my wall. An overrated album, sure, but I still think it's one of the best I said pop punk, post punk releases. And finally, we're going to talk about Joyce Manor's Cody, which I already took out of the sleeve there because it was just making so much noise. But it's got the wee dog on the cover, on like kind of like the inner label bit there. Well, it's not my favourite record of theirs. A lot of great tunes, Fake ID, 18, and probably my favourite song of theirs, I would say, which is Reversing Machine. Yeah, they're just a very consistent kind of, again, I guess I'd probably go and say they're pop punk, but also power poppy as well. Well worth checking out if you haven't already. And I think that's all that I wanted to talk about today. So cheers for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. As always, stay safe and stay hydrated.